I want to thank everyone. We'd like to start out by thanking everyone for joining us today. Our education-focused panel discusses options for adults looking to earn their first degree, their additional degree, or for those looking for ways to advance their career. With the onset of COVID, we have seen a drastic change in workforce landscape. While some workers were displaced and looking for work as a result of a layoff, furlough, or closure, others recognized the potential to start their own businesses or climb the corporate ladder. So in either case, using your work experience combined with education can advance a successful career. In this webinar, we'll show you how to you can easily and affordably can use your experience as a catalyst to a degree, as well as provide information on opportunities available to help you achieve your educational goals. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Pamela Lopez-Fettis, and I'll be your webinar facilitator today. I'm the Executive Director for Growth Dimensions, and we're the economic development arm for Belvidere, Boone County. We're the lead liaison for primary employers in Boone County regarding public sector issues and the delivery of economic development services. Growth Dimensions manages the process involved in making attraction and retention projects a success. As an organization, we prove to be a regional partner and are the primary entity representing Belvidere, Boone County when it comes to showcasing economic assets to for the region, state, county, and the world. So I am honored to be joined today with some of the leading education and workforce experts in our region. First, we're going to have Anissa Kuhar, Director of Adult and Graduate Admissions at Rockford University. Anissa has worked in higher education for more than 2 decades, earning an MBA from Northern Illinois University while we're working there. She discovered her passion for helping non-traditional students. Anissa joined Rockford University to build online, hybrid, and evening programs for working adults to advance their careers. She's building partnerships with regional community colleges to help successfully transfer and complete their bachelor's degrees. She loves the Rockford community and believes that learning is contagious. Once you catch the bug, you're on the road for becoming a lifelong learner. So welcome, Anissa. We also have Dr. Madeline Mull, Chair of the Puri School of Business at Rockford University. With a PhD in Organizational Development and Change and an MBA in International Studies, Dr. Mull previously was a faculty member at Tarleton State University and McLean School of Business and at the University of Mary Hardin Baylor, where she taught courses in management, statistics, and international business. Prior to joining academia, Dr. Mull accrued over a decade of corporate leadership experience in the fields of healthcare, property preservation, and logistical distribution. Possessing an extensive background in leadership performance, Dr. Mull consults with organizations across the globe, providing analysis and interventions targeted to improving organizational performance and outcomes. Dr. Mull also conducts scholarly research pertaining to leadership, intentions, change management, and statistical analysis. It's good to join us. Thank you very much. And next, I would like to recognize Robert Jones. He's the business account manager at the Workforce Connection. In his current capacity, Robert is responsible for providing leadership and ensuring coordination of business services offered by the numerous programs available at the Workforce Connection. Robert leads a team made up of representatives from multiple agencies, working closely with area companies and employers. Robert has nearly 16 years of experience in workforce development, specializing in development of customized training, recruitment strategies, and workforce assessments. He holds a bachelor's degree in human services from the University of Wisconsin, a master's in arts from organizational development with an emphasis in leadership development from the University of Phoenix. He has a certificate in as a human resource professional through the Northern Illinois University. Robert also enjoys working with the community in his hometown by volunteering his time as a board member on various committees and coaching as athletes in our community. We also have Lee Revels, Executive Assistant to the Belvidere Erie Chamber of Commerce. Lee has joined the Chamber of Commerce as a board member in 2018 and served as secretary, as an officer secretary for the 2019 calendar year. In 2020, Lee made a career change and joined the Chamber as an executive assistant. Prior to her position at the Chamber, she held several roles with General Mills in the Belvedere plant, most recently as safety manager. With over 20 years experience in operational leadership roles and a track record of strong performance in high pressure environments, Lee skillfully manages administrative duties and client relations for the board of directors and with the executive director for the Belvedere Area Chamber of Commerce. She also partners with the executive director to ensure smooth operations. She has robust knowledge of strategic leadership and tactical execution, and she is a primary contact for members. And she's also been very instrumental in providing that technical and logistical support for multiple projects, meetings, conferences, and workshops. So over 20 years ago, Lee had decided that Belvedere was the community in which she wanted to raise her family. She's active in the community and continues to serve on the Boone County Board of Health. And from 2013 to 18, she served as a chairperson for the Boone County Local Emergency Planning Committee and continues to support the organization by representing the chamber on the committee as well. And that's pretty important this time right now, I'm sure, with the health department. So finally, we have my colleague, Heather Wick. She's our business enterprise manager for Growth Dimensions. For more than 20 years, Heather actually worked in the baking industry where she met the financial needs of individuals, families, and businesses. In addition to banking, she has extensive experience in marketing and advertising, public relations, and website and social media management. She's a graduate of Belvedere High School, and following that, she received her associate degree in agricultural science from Kishwaukee College, and she earned her bachelor's degree in journalism with an emphasis in public relations within minor in communications from Northern Illinois University. She's collaborated with Growth Dimensions staff and local elected officials to build out and promote Boone County's greatest assets. She's also helped develop an entrepreneurial ecosystem and engage with partners and for the success of the organization stakeholders in Boone County. Heather actually is very committed to Boone County. She serves as a member of the board for the Board of Education, School District 100, and Vice President for the Boone County Community Foundation. She's a past board member of the University of Illinois Extension Office, Boone County, formerly a Morning Spark Week member founding and member of the Habitat of Humanity for Boone County as well. So we're very privileged to have such presenters with such great expertise that they're bringing to the table today, but thank you. But before we proceed, I wanted to give you a couple of housekeeping notes. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available in the near future. Also, if you have any questions for our panelists, please submit them in the Q&A box in the bottom of your screen, and we'll answer them at the end of the presentations. So without further ado, I'm going to turn over the presentation to Anissa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anissa.
Thanks so much. Wow, everybody, it's such a pleasure to be on the panel with everybody. I think that all of you attendees are gonna get your money's worth, so to speak, because there's a lot of expertise on the panel. I'm just really grateful to Pam and Heather for pulling this together, so as well as Lee, and thank you for having us here today. All right, so just a welcome. Today, what I'm going to be talking about along with Dr. Mull is our degree completion programs. And this is really perfect timing because here's a great opportunity given all the things that are going on in our community, nationally, locally, for you or someone that you might work with to consider completing a bachelor's degree. So if you want to go ahead and flip that. You already have been introduced to Mandolin and myself, and I just wanted to point out one other team member that should you contact our office, you will be in touch with, and that is Lisa Blakely Snyder. She is my recruiter, and we're here to serve you. Go ahead. I'd like to start off with this nice video from Dr. Mall because it really tells the story about what we're going to talk about here today. Go right ahead.
Welcome to the Peary School of Business, where our programs are designed to help you advance in your career. You can apply college credit towards your business degree by transferring past college coursework and even on-the-job training and certifications. Yes, you heard that right. Here at Rockford University, you can apply college credit for your professional efforts. To learn more about us, please visit us at www.rockford.edu, or you can also email us at graduate@rockford.edu.
The reason that I wanted to show you that is because that talks about
Welcome to the Peary School of Business.
All of the ways in which Rockford University is really focused on the community and putting together programs that not only result in a degree, but also work with what you have in terms of credits from a community college or credits from documented work training. And we're going to talk more about that as we move forward here. I like to look at my partnership with Mandolin in that I market the programs and Mandolin delivers the programs. So we kind of work together from the standpoint of getting the word out and then delivering on the promise that we're making to you. In terms of the degree completion area of Rockford University, we are offering two programs. One on the bottom is our business management program, and that is essentially for anybody who's working in an organization that has credits from a community college, has an associate's degree and whatnot, that wants to complete a business management degree. It's a perfect way for someone to move up within the organization, get promoted. We're also debuting this fall as part of our degree completion series, our accounting studies program. And essentially, this program is for those who want to work in accounting without necessarily pursuing a CPA track at this point. It's going to help them become strong with skills in bookkeeping, audit, tax, and in QuickBooks and whatnot. Go ahead. All right, I just want to highlight a couple quick facts to give you a sense for what degree completion programs are like and how they're different from the traditional side of the house, all right? So you're ultimately earning a bachelor's degree, and that's 124 credit hours. You're typically going to be coming in from a community college, and you might be transferring in anywhere from, say, maybe 24 credit hours or a full associate's degree. One notable thing that we've added to our collection of associate's degrees is the applied associate's degree. In the past, that had not been a transferable degree, but thanks to a number of partnerships, which Mandolin is going to talk about a little bit later in the presentation, you can pretty much transfer any associate's degree from community college. And that's good news for those of you who are bringing in credits from different educational institutions. Another great thing about Rockford University, which I absolutely love, is the fact that the average class size is pretty small. So we're talking about 18 students. Not only are you going to learn from your professor, but you're going to have the opportunity to participate in what I like to call living laboratory, where you get to interact with your fellow, with your peer students and learn how a particular set of skills is applied in different industries. I love that about Rockford University. You can also complete a degree completion program in about 18 months. You're going to be hustling and you're going to be busy taking classes. We offer 8-week sessions, 3 sessions per semester. So essentially there are 9 start dates, 3 in the fall, 3 in the spring, and 3 over the summer. The way that we offer courses is typically a combination of hybrid, which is online as well as face-to-face and online. You'll note that obviously over the last couple of months, we've mostly been online. However, as we come back in the fall, and incidentally, we start classes next week. I can't believe we are already back to the fall starting session. Our first session of the fall for degree completion starts on Monday. And those courses will be available in a mix of face-to-face, the hybrid model, as well as online. We are an accredited institution, so we're accredited not only regionally by IACBE, but the Higher Learning Commission. And essentially what that is it's the stamp of good quality in terms of higher education. Being accredited goes a long way in terms of getting your money's worth, so to speak, for your higher education. The other thing is that in the past, we've offered free dinner And that was essentially to help out the working person coming from the job right to our building. And the jury's out on exactly what that's going to look like. And Mandolyn can talk a little bit more about that as she presents. All right, go ahead. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Moll right now and let her pick up on the presentation.
Thanks, Anissa. So yeah, we are going to, that is something, we still have the food option for our folks. The last thing we want our students to do is be stressed out and hangry in the middle of our lectures each night. So that is still happening. So the things that make RU stand out, we do have a state-of-the-art Bloomberg Business Lab, and what that means is our students are able to not only get a Bloomberg certificate that looks fantastic on their resumes, but they're able to learn real live trading practices. So essentially in this photograph, you see Dr. Orhan Erdem pointing to a board, and that's part of our Bloomberg lab. And when you walk in there, it's exactly what you would see in New York on the trading floor. And so our students are getting to make kind of financial decisions, things that they would be looking at as far as financial investments, market research, all of those types of things. Exactly what's going on Wall Street. So it's in real time. There's not a delay or anything like that. We're very, very proud of our Bloomberg Business Lab. It's the only lab like this in the entire region, and we're incredibly proud of that. As Anissa said, and I'm going to say she stole from me, I like to talk about our classrooms as being living laboratories. The reason our classrooms are living laboratories is because if you look down at another bullet point here, all of the faculty that teach in this program, we're not just academicians. We have corporate experience. A lot of us are still doing consulting. Some are working on their doctorates and things like that. So what we blend with our academic backgrounds is that practical application, because it does us absolutely no good to teach you guys theory if you cannot apply it readily to your work environment the next day. And that is the hallmark of success for me. When I hear students tell me, Dr. Moll, we talked about this last night, this morning I went and took it into work and was talking about it with my colleagues. That means we're actually helping develop our organizations here in this community, which is incredibly important to me. And I hear that over and over again from our students, that our degrees are very practically relevant. That, that's kind of one of the concerns a lot of people have about going to school, is not feeling that a class that they took is really bettering their development at work. It's not helping them get that promotion. It's not helping them get their employer to see them being as more valuable. And so that is the practical application of our programs. While they're still heavily prized for having some theoretical rigor, it does us no good if we can't show you how to use it. And that's something that we really focus on. And so those are the living laboratory components, where our students bring in what's going on at work. And we get like super invested in that, right? As the students are coming and say, I have this issue with a colleague. I'm having an issue with my team dynamics. Having these kind of situations, a conflict, or how would you approach this strategy? And collectively, we get to work with that with each other. So we're not just doing these abstract case studies. We're actually working in real time, which is fantastic. Another aspect of our degree programs is that, transfer friendliness. As Anissa talked about, we now accept vocational training. So if somebody has a degree in automotive repair and fire science, in radiology technicians, etc., and they want to get promoted, or they even want to run their own business, the BSMS program is fantastic for that. The BSAS program is a new program that we're very proud of. And we created that degree because area employers here in Rockford, right here in Rockford, told us we need people to have an accounting background. And whether they sit for the CPA or not, we don't really care. We just need people to have accounting backgrounds. And so we had a traditional accounting program that's during the day, but that didn't really speak to our working adults. So being able to now offer our BSAS means that we have employers that cannot hire people with accounting experience quickly enough, or accounting educations quickly enough. And I promise you, that's a wonderful field to get into. And I think If you want to make sure that you can get a degree that ensures you have a job on the other side of it, that BSAS, boy, is a great ticket. And then also, now that we're accepting documented work training, maybe your employer has required you to get Six Sigma certified. Maybe they required you to go through leadership training every year, or SHRM qualified, different things like that, different types of on-the-job trainings. We can evaluate that and see if we can award you college credit for that. We're doing that with a lot of our students, which is really fantastic as well. All right, Heather, if you can click to the next screen. So digging into this a little bit more, where we talk about the occupational specialization component, and that's transferring in more of the technical credits. I'm an AAS, so an Associates of Applied Science. Traditionally, students coming out of like RVC or HCC or any other community college were being told that their applied science credits wouldn't transfer to a four-year institution. That's no longer the case. Here at RU, my student Pat, we were able to bring Pat in into the program. He had prior credit at RVC in tool and die. We were able to transfer in 21 hours of those technical tool and die credits. So that saved him a year's worth of coursework. And now he's in my MBA classes. He's actually starting his third semester with me in the MBA program. So we were able to speed that up. Our MBA program is 33 semester credit hours. Pat was able to transfer in 36. So he felt like, well, if I'm already going to get my bachelor's and you saved me this time, I'll go ahead and do my MBA. With Joe had some college credit, but had never completed a degree. I worked at Caterpillar. I did a lot of training, like risk management type training, leadership type training, and even some lean manufacturing training. And so we were able to look at that and look at those college credits plus the documented work training credits to be able to save Joe 55 transfer credits. And again, that's a really fantastic streamlined way to be able to utilize things that you may already have accrued. So you may be much closer to completing your bachelor's degree than you think. And that's what's really exciting about this. All right, Heather. So we have just partnered with all three of these local community colleges. So HCC, their applied science degree in accounting fits perfectly into our BSAS degree. Their applied science in business administration fits perfectly into our BSMS degree. Same thing with Kishwaukee with their automotive technology as applied science degree, automated engineering technology and marketing and management. Those all fit into our BSMS degree. And with Rock Valley College, their AAS in accounting fits perfectly into our BSAS. And their AAS in business administration fits perfectly into our BSMS. So why I say fits perfectly, what that means is if you get an associate's degree, say that you say, I want to get a 4-year degree and I got to start from scratch. If you want to start at one of our community college partners and you get one of those degrees, when you transfer to RU, you will earn all of those credits will absolutely transfer over to RU. So you're not losing anything in that transition if you want to do kind of what we call a 2+2 program. So that's something that we think is fantastic. Our next slide shows our BSMS Student of the Year, Monica Villarreal. She's a mother of 4, works full-time, got through our BSMS program, highly successful, and is now in our MBA program. So we'll let you hear from Monica.
The BSMS program at Rockford University has allowed me to balance my family and work lifestyle while still being able to graduate with a bachelor's degree. Not only has RU helped make my goal attainable, but it has also helped me grow as a professional in the workplace. I look forward to graduating and pursuing my MBA here at Rockford University.
All right, and so
I can pick back up here if you like.
there you go, Anissa, thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, Dr. Mall. I appreciate you sharing that. It has been a busy summer for Rockford University. I am super proud of the announcements we've made with the documented work training. I want to go into talking about the financial side of how students actually come here and what they do to be able to earn their degree. One of the things that we always talk about with our students is the fact that a number of employers have tuition assistance programs. And oftentimes they go unused because people don't know or they don't think to ask their employer. And so we always recommend that you check with your employer to see what they are offering as a benefit to you. It can range anywhere from, I've seen $1,500 a year, all the way up to, on the super generous side, of $10,000 a year. I've talked within the last week to a couple of companies at $5,200 a year. So you never know unless you ask. I always recommend students do that. We always advise students to fill out their FAFSA form. This just shows what type of federal grants and other student loans you would be qualified for. We always advise that you fill that out at the beginning of the process because you never know if you're going to need it, and it's better to have that paperwork in and done before that. One other point I wanted to make about with the employer tuition assistance, some companies pay Rockford University before, or some of them advise that you pay Rockford University and then you would get reimbursed. And we also have tuition deferral, which is another benefit that helps you to put the payment on hold until towards the end of the semester. We have monthly payment plans, and then we also have veteran benefits that we accept. The important thing to note there is that they are not only for a public institution, because we are a private institution. So we do accept the veterans benefits when they're applicable across the board like that. And then the other thing we always advise students is to take a look at outside grants and scholarships. The Rockford Community Foundation has a wealth of different types of those grants and scholarships, and we do accept those here. Go ahead, Heather. As I mentioned, we did have a busy summer, and one other announcement that we did make is the Charles Box Scholarship, which is funded by the Puri Foundation. This is an opportunity for Black students to earn a college degree debt-free here, participating in our degree completion programs, business management, as well as accounting studies. We are now taking applications for that, and with our 3 start dates, one being next week, August 17th. We also have September 28th and October 26th start dates. Students, applicants would be qualified to earn that scholarship for essentially earning the rest of that degree with any type of start date this fall. And I just would encourage you to share that information with your employer, with friends and whatnot. And then the website is right there, and it details how to go about applying for that scholarship. Go ahead, Heather. All right, we are basically taking applications and enrolling now for fall. We start next week. And as my recruiter, Lisa, always says, it's never too late. We have people, while we don't encourage signing up the day of, we do have people that are coming in the last week, usually before classes, and we're quite busy this week. So if you are interested in starting our August 17th session, please apply. You also have those other couple of start dates which I mentioned for the fall, which would be September 28th as well as October 26th. If you think spring would be a little bit more reasonable for what you're looking at, January 19th is when our spring semester begins, and we will be making classes available for you to take a look at November 1st, but now is a good time to apply as any. Go ahead, Heather. And then just from the standpoint of admission requirements, the way that we handle that is we have a super simple online application. It takes less than 5 minutes to fill out, super easy. We just ask that you send in your transcripts so we can take a look at what those look like. And we have a GPA requirement of 2.0. And not to worry if you're slightly under that, talk to us. We look for ways. We believe everybody has the opportunity to advance their degree, and we'd like to talk to you about that. If you are interested in applying, because you've participated in this webinar with us, we are happy to waive that $35 application fee for your attendance. Go ahead. And then just a couple quick and easy steps for what we advise with our students. We've got the application. The transcripts you can easily send in. E-transcripts are quite popular now. That's pretty much the easiest way to do it, although we are accepting them by mail. Complete your FAFSA, as I had mentioned. We would assign you to an advisor, of which Dr. Mull is one of them. And then once you get a plan of study, we're quite hands-on with that. We like to make sure that our students know exactly what it is they're going to be taking. Then we help them get registered for classes. And then our little side note of humor, this is where you get your Instagram moment and you get to pick out your favorite outfit to wear for the first day. So you look really good on Zoom or in person. If you are interested and need to know more, then Heather, you can just send me the names and emails of those folks that are interested, and I will gladly follow up. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Anissa, and thank you, Dr. Mull, and I appreciate it. It sounds like there's not only great opportunities in which you could pursue your career and your education, but also cost-effective ones as well. So as a reminder, we will continue submitting or receiving your questions via the Q&A feature at the bottom, and we'll answer those at the end of this presentation. Well, next up we have Robert Jones from the Workforce Connection. Robert.
Thanks, Pam. Thank you for the kind introduction. Welcome, everyone. Again, I'm Robert Jones, Business Account Manager of the Workforce Connection, serving Boone, Stevenson, and Winnebago counties. I hope you have found the information presented to you of interest. So now let's look at how the Workforce Connection can assist you. Go ahead, Heather. So, who are we? We are your local workforce development agency looking to provide business solutions by assisting employers and career seekers to get connected to available resources. Heather? We have two main customers that is our priority. That's it, just two. Our two customers are employers and career seekers. Employers plus career seekers equals a strong economy for our community. Career seekers, we offer career services, educational and training, supportive services, coaching and mentoring for retention. Employers, we provide a consultative approach to discuss their issues and offer options. The employer determines if any of our programs are a fit for their organization. Sometimes we connect them to other resources that may better serve them. For an example, we worked with a Christ-related company in need of forklift operators. We were able to pay for their training, train them with a local training provider, and take the certification in 3 days. The fourth day, they were working. End result, everyone happy. And we worked and we helped provide a strong local economy for our community. Next, Heather. So you're probably wondering, as far as the service delivery, what do we provide? How can we assist? So the Workforce Connection provides training programs leading to credentials and degrees, meaningful employment. The example I provided shows it's capable of happening as long as we have dedicated individuals on our side, on the other side, that's willing to put a little effort for a great outcome. TWC has workshops focusing on magnitude of different upscaling opportunities. Another example, we had a career seeker who applied for a job that was on the job hotline. The company decided to hire him. This interview had to take place through a Zoom call. He was nervous. He didn't know what to wear. On top of being nervous and not knowing what to wear, he has never conducted a virtual interview. The Workforce Connection assisted him with a laptop to conduct mock interviewing, virtual interviewing, which helped calm his nerves, and end result, he landed the job, which is great. So basic skill classes are available if needed. A TABE testing, which stands for Test Adult Basic Education, is provided, which is a part of the enrollment process. If one scores below grade level according to the training one is interested in, then classes are available. Resume and interview assistance. Again, the example of the young man being assisted through virtual mock interview showcased that. Work experience. Work experience is a great opportunity if you do not have any of the skill sets you would be able to work with an employer to be able to gain that. It also helps individuals who are transitioning from, could be from a healthcare field to a manufacturing field where they have no skill sets as well. And through the work experience and working with the employer, you are able to gain that skill set. And a lot of that is paid through the workforce connection, in which you wouldn't have to pay for that, neither would the employer have to pay for that. Next slide, please. Work readiness. The Workforce Connection provides work readiness training. Workplace readiness traits describes a number of commonly expected skills that employers seek for most employees. Work readiness skills are a set of skills and behaviors that are necessary for any job. Work readiness skills are sometimes called soft skills, employability skills, or job readiness skills. These abilities help employees learn how to interact with supervisors and coworkers. Rapid response for dislocated workers. How does that work? So when an individual company or employer is getting ready to lay off a number of individuals, what they do is they send out a warn notice. And throughout that warn notice, it allows us and it warns us that we need to go out and provide information to the company on how we are better to assist them with the individuals that are going to be laid off, and how they would be able to come into the program and access all these wonderful opportunities. Incumbent worker training is a great way to upskill your skill set. It also assists employers in upgrading skills of existing workforce to remain competitive in both regional and global markets. Now, when you look at incumbent worker, it's an opportunity where we would be able to offset the costs anywhere up to 90%, as well as the reimbursing the company that training costs. Apprenticeships. We work with businesses to establish an opportunity for career seekers to learn and earn while working. It's definitely a good way to get your foot in the door. The length of the apprenticeship varies depending on the employer needs and the occupation. It's a great way to develop a pipeline of talent. I'm gonna talk about on-the-job training. You probably don't see that up on the screen there, but on-the-job training it hires a new full-time employee and agree to train the person for up to 6 months. We will reimburse the company up to 75% of the wages being paid. Job candidates must be enrolled in the Workforce Connection program. These funds we have are utilized to pay for the training, whether it's remediation for basic education to those that need to increase their educational attainment, or those are laid off and want to receive technical training for other career paths. We work with other community colleges, universities, and training providers to approve training programs aligned with in-demand occupation. The goal is to make sure we are training for the skills employees need individuals to have for hire. Next slide, please. So why do we provide this? And the reason why we provide this is to create a competitive, skilled, and educated workforce by providing a system for individuals to gain meaningful employment in response to the need of businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. This is great information. It really shows how your resources can help offset some of the costs for training, but also provide some complementary skills that'll help individuals that need to be trained and get back into the workforce, or to even upskill themselves for the jobs of tomorrow. So we really do appreciate you sharing us those details on and information. So we'll hear from Heather next to discuss the entrepreneurial program that Growth Dimensions is now implementing. Heather?
Hi, yes, good afternoon. Thanks, Pam. And thank you to all of our panelists that are on today. Very, very much an honor to be in the same group as you. So I wanted to bring forth Growth Dimensions. We would like to share just one more opportunity with you. Maybe you're thinking now is the time to go out on your own and start your own business. The Venture program may be right for you. Additionally, this program can complement courses and programs offered through Rockford University and the Workforce Connection. Seeing the need to support and foster entrepreneurs, Growth Dimensions focuses efforts on developing comprehensive educational opportunities for aspiring and existing entrepreneurs. The Venture program is designed to give entrepreneurs the tools and resources they need to build and grow their business and keep it sustainable well into the future. With the support of, sorry, I just noticed that you guys were seeing a lot of stuff on the screen there. With the support from the City of Belvedere and the Kauffman Foundation, Growth Dimensions was able to secure the Kauffman Foundation's Fast Track program, which is a world-renowned entrepreneurial education program, which provides venture program participants an immersive course designed to provide information, tips, exercises, and tools to help entrepreneurs think about their business ideas. Sorry, there we go. The Venture program incorporates a full line of coursework and modules over a 10-week period designed to create a business plan from start to finish. You would be taken through 5 sections during the coursework. The first is Ideate. This assesses your entrepreneurial traits and personal priorities to better understand how your business goals might be affected by your strengths or weaknesses and your personal vision. Next, you would move into the Position section. There, you'll design your business model and think about the key factors that will help you transform your idea into a business. You will learn about legal structures that are best suited to your business. Next is Commitment. There, we'll focus on your brand, your distribution, and your sales strategy. Finally, you'll learn how to protect your intellectual property, your business, and protect yourself from legal risks. Next, you'll move into the Refine section. Here, you measure and analyze your financial results against your previous predictions. You'll consider what people might be needed, what workforce you may need, and you'll think about how to protect the assets of your business. Finally, the fun part, you get to launch your business. You will learn strategies for launching, leading, and developing processes that will allow your business to grow. And with this venture program, we are looking to launch our first 2 cohorts this fall, one for existing entrepreneurs and the other for aspiring business owners. We will have an informational session coming soon, so stay tuned for more information on that. And then to learn more about the venture program, please visit our website at growthdimensions.org or give us a call here at the office at 815-547-4252 or email us at office@growthdimensions.org. And with that, Pam, I'll pass it back to you.
Thank you, Heather. Really appreciate it. It's a great program, and there's a lot of skills that aspiring, like I said, entrepreneurs or current entrepreneurs can really take advantage of in order to sustain themselves and grow. So thank you, Heather. Last but not least, we're going to hear from Lee. And Lee and the Belvedere Chamber has been an instrumental partner in our community. So please, Lee.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I was really excited to be a part of this conversation and hear about the opportunities Rockford University offers, especially related to work experience, and then also the support that the Workforce Connection offers to local potential employees. One of the most frequently asked questions we get here at the Chamber of Commerce is about hiring in the area. So businesses are having a really hard time right now hiring qualified people, and this is a great program for employers to offer a benefit to their employees that both gives the employee another reason to stay with that company and also gives the business a way to invest in the people that are already within their environment. So the other side of that, though, is that there are people out there right now that are looking for opportunities. So this is a great time for those folks looking for something different to improve their marketability. So we were really excited to partner with both Rockford University and the Workforce Connection today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we were just on a webinar earlier today, and they were talking about the workforce needs tomorrow, and it sounds like there's a lot of programs here today that may address some of those needs for like electrification of our vehicles. So thank you very much. That's great insight. So this brings us to the end of our presentation, but please keep on sending us your questions to the Q&A features. We'll address those soon, but in the meantime, we wanted to share and provide you with the contact information for today's presenters. We'll also be sending you a recording of today's presentation, which would also be included in the information. So some of the questions that we have today, first of all, I wanted to say thank you for all of our presenters and the information that you shared and the ideas on how to reach our educational goals. We will now answer any questions, and please, again, continue to submit some questions. So regarding Rockford University, what kind of flexibility does Rockford University offer working adults to accommodate their schedule?
That's a great question, Pam. And what I would say is, so all of our classes, if they're hybrid classes, that would be an 8-week course where weeks 1, 7, and 8 are all online. Weeks 2 through 5 meet 1 night a week for those 5 weeks. And they meet from 6 p.m. until about 9:30 p.m. And like I said, we have the dinner here ready for folks. If it is a fully online class, then obviously that would be 8 weeks of online course, or we also do have some now mini terms, which are 4-week online courses. And so what that allows students to do is if they work a traditional, 8 to 5 type job, then they can still take our on-ground classes. Maybe if they are individuals who work shift work and cannot take night classes, they can still complete our programs totally online. It's coming from a brick and mortar school, so, and we are both accredited by HLC, as Anessa said, and IICB, which is a business accreditation. So we have multiple avenues of allowing people to reach their educational goals that work with their work schedules.
Okay. And how quickly can somebody actually earn a degree, or does it depend on whether it's offered in person or virtually?
Great question. So it doesn't depend necessarily on whether it's in person or virtually. It really depends on how many credit hours the student transfers in with. So because we can award up to 25 hours on documented work training, and then if somebody has some college coursework, that could really change the playing field there. If they bring in, let's say somebody comes in with an AAS that fits in perfectly, one of our community partners, say somebody got an AAS in accounting at RVC. They come into us and they're looking at about 60 hours of coursework to take with us. So depending on how fast and furious they want to get after it, they could realistically get it completed in about 18 months, which is, I've seen it happen and students have done it successfully. I usually try to slow them down a little bit just so, they don't feel like they're drinking from a fire hose. Normally what we see is about 24 months is at a comfortable pace for folks.
Well, how old can an associate or bachelor's degree be to transfer into over credit hours?
Wonderful question. So it would depend. A lot of if it's documented work training that does not expire, once you've got trained on something that doesn't expire. If it's an associate's or college credit, it will depend, like for example, a student may have taken a computer technology course in 1993. Quite different relevancy today for us to be able to substitute that course in. So it would be on a case-by-case basis. I will say oftentimes we can find a place for credit hours because I do have at least 25 hours of electives within our degree. So I have a little bit of flexibility where we can try to articulate coursework there.
Okay. So we have some employers in the area that are also paying for an employee's education. Are they still able to apply for the Charles Box Scholarship, and how would that work?
They are. This is Anissa. And essentially what we're doing is we have an application where they tell us about themselves. And as part of that application, we're asking if they have tuition assistance with their employer. So we have an understanding of what their financial contributions might be, but they are still in fact eligible for remaining amounts of money. So we just need to understand what their financial contribution potential is.
Okay, thank you. And Robert, as you know, how does one access the Workforce Connections opportunities and programs? And what's the time frame which somebody can get approved? So let's say there's courses starting at Rockford University this semester. Can I quickly, submit an application and get approved?
Well, pre-COVID, one could come into the office and gain more knowledge about the programs and get enrolled into the program. Now that COVID is in place, individuals would have to go online at www.theworkforceconnection.org, and there's an online application in which they provide to individuals. And once they do that, the intake process individual would take the application, and it probably roughly around 2 to 3 weeks and before they get back to the individual. So individual will want to plan accordingly if they are interested in utilizing the Workforce Connection opportunities and returning to school.
Wonderful. So is there a particular school that somebody can qualify for, or an amount of resources that they have to stay within?
Great question, Pam. That's the great thing about this for the participants. It's not a particular school that it's not one particular school that an individual would have to choose. They can choose a magnitude of whatever school in which provide the training that is of most interest for them. It's just going through the process of making it happen. So if they're interested in going to Kishwaukee College, they can go there. They can go to Highland. They can go to Rock Valley. They can go to Rockford University. We have them on the line here. So it doesn't make a difference which one they want to go to.
Okay, wonderful. And one more question is, for the venture program, does one have to live in Boone County in order to take advantage of that program?
I'm sorry, Pam, could you repeat that?
Yeah, and I apologize. The screen here went blank. But I can answer that question. The great thing about this program is that anyone, anywhere can participate. So at this point, we're looking at a virtual training or some kind of hybrid with in-person and online. So basically someone could join us from, let's say, Boston and receive the same experience as someone who's right here in, let's say, Poplar Grove. So no, you don't have to live here in the county. We will gladly accept anybody.
Wonderful. I think that concludes all of our questions for today. I really want to say once again, thank you to all of our presenters. I really appreciate it. It's been very informative, and it really highlights some opportunities for individuals that are really stressed out right now about what their future looks like, but it sounds like you've opened a lot of doors. So thank you again. Appreciate everyone's contribution to today's seminar, and I hope everyone has a good and safe day.
Thank you.
Thank you.